Hi everyone and welcome back to the Witcher Adventures. Price of Neutrality, and she wants to speak with me again.
Sway them to my point of view. I'm a professional. I know what the girl needs. And I'm very good at demonstrating gratitude.
That I do not doubt at all.
That sounded a bit like a bribery. I don't like when people try to bribe me. So let's see if we can actually go and talk to the Witchers, maybe talk to the girl herself, and then we'll see her point of view. Are you just looking at this corpse here? Okay, fair enough. Keep looking. That's Carmoran there, but I'd rather be careful. Let's get out a sword. Wolf's Aloe Scouts.
Master Geralt.
What is it?
I merely wish a brief word with you, sir, but reveal not to Miss Sabrina that I drew you aside.
All right. Talk to me.
Master, do not defend the lass you harbour now in your castle. She is not worthy. I detest her with all my might. It will be 2 years now when she passed through my village with her retinue. My father, keeper of the local tavern, took in the noble party. I know not if he offended her, or if it was just her whim, but she tormented my father to death, slowly and cruelly, forcing my mother and me to watch. May she be damned for the ages.
And no one raised a hand to stop her?
It was but the princess who had a retinue of armed men and who wielded a sword herself. There was nothing anyone could do. I beg you, surrender the girl to Sabrina, who will repay her for all her ill deeds.
I need to speak with the other Witchers first.
Well, that's actually quite interesting, because this story sheds new light on what Sabrina said. Obviously Sabrina did mention that the girl was cursed and is evil because of that, but there was no confirmation to that. And now obviously if we can trust this girl... Oh, it's just a girl, okay. If we can trust this girl, that might be just confirmation of Sabrina's words. So let's just gather some herb. And what the heck was that? Giant centipede. Oh yeah, I know those things. And I don't like them. I don't like them one bit. Let's get sign intensity up. And where? There it is. It's generally best thought with Igni, but obviously my Igni is not as powerful as I'd like it to be yet. And I don't think I can wait for it to regenerate right now, so I'll just have to finish it off with a sword. All the green skulls, that means that it was frightened. It's scared and it's running away now. Not anymore though. Let's get ready. I think I should have done it with a strong style. Yeah, that's much better. I should be able to finish it off now. Yeah, that's alright. It wasn't as difficult as I was expecting it to be. And there was a corpse somewhere here. Quite a lot of corpses around here. Apple juice, why not? Okay, shall we just continue our way to Carmoran? I don't think that's the right way actually. As I said, I've not played this adventure before, so I'm gonna be lost for quite some time. Although it doesn't seem like a huge map, so I should get accustomed to it sooner rather than later. So let's see why the Witchers first of all decided to actually take her on board and give her safety in the castle.
Hey, Wolf.
Lambert, who else is here for the winter?
Vesemir and Eskel, and, well, we have guests.
I know. I've been to their camp. What are you doing here?
Making sure they stay out of Kaer Morhen.
Our guests tried to enter Kaer Morhen?
Some pompous ass showed up with an escort of dwarf mercenaries. Obviously, I couldn't let them pass.
You know they're carrying a letter of safe conduct, and obviously, though I hope you haven't provoked them. Yeah, I mean, they must have told him about the letter, and we're the Witchers, we don't really care about that.
Obviously, though I hope you didn't provoke them.
Didn't have a chance to. The Archospores sprouted first. Quite a few seem to have planted roots over the summer. I always thought they grew on the graves of the murdered. Some bad wind must have carried the spores to the valley. It's full of them now. In any case, the dwarves evacuated the nobleman as soon as the plants appeared. It's been quiet since then.
Oh yeah, of course. Speaking of things I don't like, that's one of those things. I really dislike Archospores. They poison, they shoot, they do everything that I don't want them to do. And Lambert is not a very good fighter, as we can see. Okay, let's make sure we take all the seeds and all the alchemical stuff from them before we move on. Anything else to say, Lambert?
Thanks, Wolf.
You're welcome.
Of course, I could have managed on my own.
No problem.
It doesn't look like you could have managed on your own. Yeah, they say there's a girl
inside the fortress.
Yeah, Eskel's doing. I think you should talk to him.
How exactly is Eskel involved?
Deirdre claims destiny has bound her to Eskel. Instead of figuring things out with her, Eskel's gone to clear the nearby mine of monsters.
Where's Vesemir?
In the lower courtyard with the girl.
Okay.
See you later.
Let's see the girl in the Vesemir, the girl whose name I cannot pronounce. Deidre, I think, but don't quote me on that. Let's gather some herbs as we go. So yeah, it is a bit interesting that Witchers actually let her in the Kaer Morhen. I mean, it's not like we are Red Cross or anything like that. And yet the girl managed to convince them to get in. I'm wondering, what did she tell to Eskel? Because obviously if Eskel's the one responsible for her being able to walk in the Kaer Morhen just like that. I don't need the bonfire for now. Then maybe he knows something that we don't know. Or maybe it's part of her curse. Maybe she's just capable of convincing people to her goals. I don't know. Although at the end of the day, would that have worked on a Witcher? I mean, we're not exactly a simple folk. I guess there's only one way to find out. As I said, I am gonna be thorough with the game. I am not going to rush it, so if you get bored with me just speaking my thoughts out while gathering herbs, then I do apologize for that. But that's the way I play the game. Rats and more rats and even more rats. We don't want those. Deidre Ademeyn and Vesemir. Let's speak to Vesemir first, especially that he wants to speak to us.
Greetings, Geralt. Good thing you're here.
Greetings.
How is the path?
Tolerable. Nothing groundbreaking. What is going on here, Vesemir?
We've got a bit of a problem. The Princess of Caingorn arrived 2 days ago, claiming her envious brother and an evil sorceress were pursuing her. She's asked for our protection.
She's got her castles all wrong. No knights in shining armor here.
She's in bad shape, hungry, cold. We didn't have the heart to drive her off. And Eskel was acting strange. Before the girl fell asleep, she said one more thing, that one cannot flee one's fate. Later, Eskel told me a story. Some 20 years ago, he saved the Prince of Caingorn's life. He cited the law of surprise, and as they say, destiny proved fortunate. Unbeknownst to the prince, his wife was with child.
I'm not sure that was entirely fortunate.
So you've heard of the curse. In any case, on a day when the sky was dark as night at high noon, the princess gave birth to a girl. As far as I know, Eskel never returned to claim the child promised him by the prince. For some reason, ever since then, he's always taken the long way around Cairngorm. So, now we need to deal with the brother of Eskel's unexpected child, a retinue of mercenaries, and a sorceress bent on dissecting the woman she suspects of being a mutant. As if that's not enough, the brother carries a letter of safe conduct from King Henselt himself, so we can hardly just drive them all away.
What do we do?
Talk to Eskel. She's his surprise. We'll meet back at the ford Lambert is guarding. Think it through, Wolf. I want to hear your opinion.
Fine.
Wolf.
Okay, first of all, if you don't know, the right of surprise means that when Witcher saves someone's life and they want to give something back to him, he needs to ask if they're sure about it 3 times or something like that, and then they say that whatever will greet you as first when you go back home, this shall be mine, and usually if it's a child, that's a child of surprise, and it's bound to the Witcher with destiny. And I think that this motive is taken from the Bible. There was something very similar in one of the Old Testament books. What do you think about this dispute? Well, yeah, let's ask him what he thinks.
What do you think about this dispute, Deirdre, Sabrina, and the nobleman?
We should stay out of it. Geralt, we protect humans from monsters. That's our vocation. Meddling in human affairs only brings trouble.
Do you mean the letter bearing King Henselt's seal?
Exactly. We can't afford to provoke the king. This could get sticky.
I get your point. I'll see if I can learn some more.
Wolf.
But on the other hand, where do you draw the line between man and monster?
Why is everyone outside?
The keep is locked. I'd rather not unlock it with strangers around. We're better off spending a few days out in the open. That way I can be sure no one will go sniffing around the fortress.
True enough.
Wolf.
Where's Deirdre?
A little further on with her wolves.
Deirdre. Yeah, they have mentioned the wolves, and wolves attacked us, so maybe there is something in this story.
Tell me about the girl.
She seems a bit strange, though I wouldn't call her a monster.
Strange how?
When she's near, my medallion goes wild, and I can't cast even the simplest signs. I can't explain it.
Well, that's what Sabrina said. I will go to have a look around, but before that, just a quick note. I am aware that there is slight echo during cutscenes and during conversations. I've googled it. Apparently it's a known issue. It's not only me that has it, and I can't do much about it.
I need to look around.
So sorry about that. I think it's not too disturbing or distracting. So basically, Vesemir just confirmed what we've already heard. There's nothing new that came from him. Obviously they locked up Cairngorm, which means there is no interiors to explore. And let's go and have a look around. And there's our Deirdre with Diabel and I think that's Banshee, just spelled weirdly. And she's approaching us. Should we? Yeah, let's go and talk to her.
Greetings, Geralt. I'm Deirdre. Eskel spoke
Deidre.
of you.
I've heard a few things about you, too.
If you mean from that lying shrew Glevisig.
Calm down. I don't tend to judge based on rumors.
Geralt?
Your wolf's eyes are glazed over with hunger. Okay, that might be something that Sabrina mentioned about, that the wolves are mad.
Your wolf's eyes are glazed over with hunger.
They're starved. Because of that bitch Sabrina, I cannot venture beyond the fortress walls. They choose to remain at my side, thus depriving themselves of the opportunity to hunt.
You seem to have a better understanding with wolves than with humans.
I raised them from when they were cubs. In a sense, they are my only friends.
Can't we feed them? Yeah, I'll find something. I've heard that wolves can survive a month without nourishment. From what I know, that's not true of princesses. If I'll go with option 2, will that mean that I will not be able to get some food for them?
All right.
Let's go with that
I'll see
one
if I can
first.
find something for them.
I spotted several wyverns in the area, on the peninsula across the river from the camp. If you could slay 3 of them and bring me their meat, I'll reward you.
Reward me?
I have a runestone that can be cast into a blade. What did you think I had in mind?
Nothing. I'll be back soon.
Geralt?
I think she likes us. What do your
What
wolves
do your wolves
eat?
eat?
Meat, Witcher. Yet there are very few animals in the valley. Wyvern meat, however, would do.
Okay, so let's ask her about Sabrina.
Deirdre, do you know what Sabrina and your brother want from you?
Isn't it obvious? Sabrina wants to place my sweet little brother on the throne of Caingorn. My brother, who is entirely subservient to her, and who, as the Prince of Caingorn, will have a vote on King Hensel's council.
I was asking about something else.
All right, then. She believes me to be cursed, tainted in my mother's very womb. She believes me to be a monster.
Are you?
How the hell should I know? When I prick my finger, I bleed. I also bleed each month. When I eat too much, my stomach aches. I sing when I am joyful. And when I feel hatred, I kill. I don't know if I'm a monster. Yet I do know what Sabrina is capable of. She is a monster you seek.
I did hear much of your cruelty, but I don't think that's the right approach. Let's just hear her side.
Explain. I'd like to hear your side.
I was 19 and happy when Sabrina showed up at the castle. My father, who always preferred Merwin, was old and ill by this time, so he could no longer bother me. My brother had been away at King Henselt's court, and I could handle most of the courtiers. I was at a tender age, and I fell in love. His name was Roban. I even considered a morganatic marriage. Girlish fantasy.
What does Sabrina have to do with this?
She arrived with my brother, whom she already had on a short lead. She observed me, interrogated servants, tested the situation. My father's company of knights treated me like a daughter. I had always liked hunting, took part in manhunts for bandits. She needed proof, some spectacular way to defame me.
And in your carelessness, you provided her with that proof.
Sabrina decided to provoke me. She seduced Roban using magic so powerful that his mind became confused. He suddenly developed an intense fear of animals, especially of the dogs he bred. I wanted to help him. It was then I discovered that mages found it hard to cast spells in my presence, and that spells previously cast gradually subsided if I was near. I went to the small chamber Roban inhabited just above the kennel, and I found Sabrina there. I admit, I was enraged, wanting to tear her apart, but she was too quick. The hag flew out of the window on a broom. Roban was left drooling, whimpering like a child. Within an hour he had ceased gibbering, and within 2 he understood what the witch had done to him. I thought all was in order and I could leave him. I wished to settle the score with her and entered the castle. I know not what happened, but the spell grasped Roban once more as soon as I was gone. He began feverishly seeking Sabrina. In his wildness he entered a pen occupied by a very aggressive hunting hound.
Did he survive?
Yes. Though mentally he became a 2-year-old child, a child that feared animals intensely. Sabrina blamed the accident on me. I swore then that I would kill her. I carry a blade should I get the opportunity to use it.
Well, it's difficult to say whether everything she says is true or not. I definitely get the point. If what she says actually happened, then I understand why she would want to kill Sabrina. And I'll definitely go back to Sabrina at some point and try to challenge her on that.
What do you want from Eskel?
You can be disarmingly kind.
Just answer the question.
I want him to stop fleeing his destiny.
And become Prince of Caingorn? Are you feeling all right, Deirdre? Eskel is a witcher.
What of it? It seems you don't know how childish your witch's mores sound. I constantly hear things like, we're witches have no feelings, and so on. You don't fool me. You have feelings, emotions, you're like all people except faster. I cannot fathom why you strive so hard to hide that.
It's rarely wise to fight a legend. Sometimes you have to make do with it.
Perhaps. But I'm not deceived.
So does that mean that she's actually in love with Eskel? Or that Eskel somehow... I'm not quite sure what that meant. I mean, to be honest, she said that he'd become a prince so that would make him her husband. I'm not sure.
How did you find Kaer Morhen?
I always know where Eskel is. I merely need to think about him.
So there is a strong bond between them.
I'll be going.
Okay, we gotta find some meat for the wolves, and then we'll probably go back to Sabrina and challenge her on whatever was said now. Let's just go and find Eskel real quick and see what he's got to say about all this, because it looks more and more like it's all his fault to an extent. Now the question is where he is. Definitely not there. Will he be on the map? No, just a campfire and campfire. Alright, I'm not sure where to find Eskel now. It's still only them there. And he's definitely nowhere to be found here. Okay, I'll go back. Vesemir wanted to speak to me as soon as I'm done with her. And maybe I'll find Eskel on my way back. Let's have a look at those dogs. No, nothing interesting. Oh, so my stamina, or my whatever it's called, endurance. My endurance is just going so low when she's about. Fair enough. And Mr. Eskel's not here either, is he? Maybe they'll be in front of the castle. I don't think anyone's about here either. So would that mean that they're all in front of the castle? That Deirdre is the only one inside now? Not the wisest thing to do, just leave her alone in there. But I can't find either Eskel or Vesemir now. So they might have gone to the camp in there. Let me just have a quick look here, because I've noticed this part of the area before, but I didn't want to venture there before speaking to everyone. And now seems like the right time to go and have a quick look at what's happening there. She did mention some wyverns, so maybe I'll just pull my sword out now. Ah, there we go. Not a wyvern. But it's still dangerous enough. Okay, let's transfer all. So yeah, as I'm saying, I'm kind of in two minds at the moment. I mean, Sabrina seems to have a couple of points. So does the Deidre. Arhespor doesn't have any points, so I'll just kill it. It's actually quite easy. I mean, when I started this adventure, I thought the difficulty level will be a bit higher than in the main campaign, but it doesn't seem so. There's another one here. And I actually could use some swallow going on, because maybe the fights aren't that difficult, but they still get me a couple of times. Let's see what we've got here. We've got Tony All and Swallow. Cat will not be needed right now. Let's just eat some bread maybe. And let's leave it at that for now. I wouldn't want to use up a swallow not knowing if I'll actually be fighting anything or not. And that looks like something that can be moved with Ard. The screen shook, I thought something was coming up at me. Okay. So I think I'm definitely not going in the right direction to see Eskel and Vesemir. But something's going on. Although I can't see anyone or anything. And I definitely don't want to go there. Ah, there we go. Centipede again. And I'm dead. Probably. Let's drink a swallow real quick. And regenerate as much as we can before the centipede comes back. And let's have food as well. I think that increases the vitality regen even more when combined with the swallow. Let's try to scare it again. And it's running away. We've got some more time to regenerate. I should have used the swallow when I first thought about it. I'd be in a much safer place now. That should be enough to kill it. And there's a skeleton down there. Let's have a look at the skeleton. It was somewhere here. Ah, there we go. Yeah, like Eskel said that those archespores, they do grow only in places when someone was murdered. And actually near every single archespore we saw so far, at least around here, there was a skeleton, so I'm not quite sure what to think about it. I can't go anywhere there, so let's just try climbing up this hill here. But it looks like I'm going back to Carmoran. Maybe there's like second entrance or something, and that's where the Eskel and Vesemir would be. Or, no, we can go further. I thought it was a blind alley. Well, at the end of the day it is. I don't think I can use Ard on this. Nope. Not at all. Okay, I can't go anywhere there. That was a waste of time. So should we go back towards Sabrina's camp? And if we don't find Eskel or Vesemir on our way there, we can just challenge her on what we found out so far. And maybe I'll find some wyverns for the wolves. Because at the end of the day, they're just animals and they're hungry. So even if there is a spell casted on them, I don't care that much. I just want to feed them. I'll kill them if need be, but so far it doesn't seem to be the case. So I'll just try to play it nice. A bonfire, I don't need... Oh, there is a cave here. And since we've got ourselves a swallow, let's just go for the cat as well. Swallow, cat. And we'll be going into the cave in the next episode. Not much happening in this one, but obviously the story is a bit more important than killing archespores. Thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, please let me know this way or another. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks, and see you later.